And just like that, after 4 years of being in tech, I got let go from my company last Monday. If you want to see what happened, stick around. So a little bit more about myself. My name is Olga. I'm 37 years old. I'm based in Chicago, and I have worked remote for like that entire time. I technically wasn't there 4 years. I was there 3 years, 8 months, but close enough. So we're just gonna go with 4 years. And now that you know a little bit about me, all right. What actually happened? What led up to it? You know, did I notice anything? And you know, what kind of transpired the day of? So I didn't per se notice anything like, I guess, alarming. If you kind of worked in corporate, like a corporate setting, you know that sometimes your job is really not promised. You're kind of like a subscription, you know, in a way. And once they no longer need you, they'll let you go. So I kind of always knew maybe this is not going to be forever. So you kind of always have that weariness of like, hey, I may or may not get replaced, especially now being a developer in 2025. Companies are trying to downsize their development department, maybe lean a lot more on AI. So we're kind of seeming very relevant right now. And as a developer, you kind of may have a little bit of fear, may not have a little bit of fear. It just depends, or you're probably already trying to look to pivot. So in that arena, I kind of already was maybe not. So about a month ago when I got to work, we got an email that our CTO was let go. Big deal. Not a big deal, but a big deal. Obviously you probably, you know, didn't meet expectations, or you overpromised. Whatever it is, they didn't let us know, but our CTO did get let go. When I first started initially with the company, they were replacing a CTO at that time. So that's maybe why I probably didn't have like an ooh, something's probably happened, but it was in the back of my mind. So with the new acting CTO that they had brought in, our company actually has internal devs, and then they also have a lot of contractor devs. And the new CTO that they actually had brought, he worked for that contractor, that company, that third party company. So that already possibly kind of put something in the back of my mind, like if they were to try to save money, maybe they're gonna possibly bring in more contractors. And maybe my job is probably gonna be, you know, I'm probably gonna be terminated. But I didn't think it was going to happen so soon. So that day they sent us an email. That day we get a new acting CTO. And it probably was about, if it's not about a month, it's probably been about 3 weeks. Right away when he gets in there, it's kind of like a new change. And one of the things that I kind of already started to notice, and maybe this is something that if you're young and you probably don't know, like, oh, you know, you're not probably maybe reading between the lines or anything like that. They started to kind of, one of the new implementations that they had started was doing our stand-ups, right? So we have individual teams that hold their own stand-ups because we're working on different projects. So there's really no need to have a huge stand-up, because you're gonna have a lot of people getting updates and basically sitting in a long meeting to hear updates that is really not relevant to them. So that's why we have different groups, different stand-ups. Well, all of a sudden they just wanted one big stand-up across all teams. So right away that took a very big important, I guess, task away from the rest of the managers. So that kind of right there was a red flag, because I thought, well, if they don't need my manager, what is going to actually happen if this kind of doesn't make sense, you know? And leave a comment. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe this is something this is how it works in your company, or I have no idea. That kind of was like a red flag. And well, you know, we did those meetings for about a week. They went pretty long. It was about 30 to 35 minutes. And you were really, like I anticipated, a lot of people were hearing a lot of updates that really just didn't need to be in the room. I couldn't really understand why we were having, you know, these stand-ups. And then that following, let's get to that Monday, when we got fired. So one thing that stood out to me when I got to work that Monday, I had a meeting scheduled Oh no, not actually. I'm actually getting ahead of the game. I'm getting ahead of the thing. When I logged in that Monday, the first message that I read in my team's in my team's chat, this is so redundant, but in the team's chat, my manager had got let go that morning, and he had basically wrote us a quick message before they deactivated his account, let us know that we were a great team. He had unfortunately got let go, and he wished us the best of luck. So whoa, I'm thinking, okay, what's happening? Why is he being let go? Am I next? So when I opened my Outlook and I checked my calendar, I had a meeting scheduled the day prior, which was Sunday, and by another manager that I've never spoken to before. And my meeting was scheduled for 9:15. So as I think any worried employee, a lot of us started to message each other, hey, do you have a team, like a Teams meeting scheduled all of a sudden? Do you yes, I do have it on my calendar. It looks like it's only for 15 minutes. It looks like I'm after you, yada. It's just that conversation kept going on. And then the layoffs started to happen that morning. Another person from my team got laid off. They right away wrote, said their goodbyes. And then it started to happen all throughout the rest of the teams. So yeah, I basically came in that morning, had that meeting. They had that meeting, and as soon as I saw HR within that meeting, I knew that I was getting let go. They obviously told me it wasn't due to performance. And I mean, like, I basically knew I wasn't getting fired from performance. Being there the 3 years and 8 months, every year I ended up getting a 3% raise due to my contributions to the team. And then 6 months to being let go, I actually had gotten a promotion from junior dev to mid level developer, front end developer, and also as well accumulated another 3% raise. So I got a 6% raise in 1 year. Within months. So I knew it wasn't due to performance, and that's a big deal for me because I'm not a developer from a traditional background. I didn't go to school for this. I legitimately started over in 2018, so I was already in my 30s. I have a GED, and I went to a boot camp. And then did the rest of it self-taught. And if you guys want a little bit more on that story of how I actually transitioned into tech, leave a comment below and let me know, and I can actually do a quick video and give you guys like my story behind that. So I definitely knew it wasn't due to performance, and yeah, that's it. So how I reacted, how I'm feeling, in all honesty, I mean, it's not the end of the world. But it is my first time getting fired, so it's just like, oh, this kind of like, it's weird. Usually I'll leave a company has never left me, so it's weird as this sounds, but I don't think I've had enough time to process it. But I do want to let you guys know, whenever you think that you're going through a hard time, when it rains, sometimes it pours, and that's when you kind of have to be your most resilient. Because that day when I got fired, believe it or not, my daughter was like legitimately had a stomach bug, and she was puking her brains out. She was puking while I was getting fired. Like, I could literally hear her from the bathroom. So as soon as I got fired, we had to take care of her. The week prior, we had just finished celebrating her high school graduation. And then the day after that I got fired, it was another family member's birthday. So it's not like I could have been like, I didn't want to let everybody know, because, and I still haven't really, like, and I know they're not going to watch this video, but I still haven't let them know because I just didn't want to be that party pooper. And you can't be surprised at something that you kind of thought would happen. I always knew that I probably wasn't going to stay here at this company. But I didn't think that I was going to be let go that fast. So it is still kind of like a little shocker. But that week felt like, whoa, like when it rains, it pours. And when I tell you, like, yeah, it was a lot. So I didn't do much. I kind of just like hung around, did the celebrations, kind of try to regroup, try to get my house in order. And yeah, like for this week, the second week, I kind of just been figuring out what's going to be my plan. How do I sharpen up my skills? Do I want to add any new skills to that? How do I still master my own skills so I can be able to be in this market with other great talented developers, or do I want to pivot into something else? Because at the end of the day, when you learn something technical like this and you're able to learn and you're able to continuously grow, I think that you can pivot into any other market as well if the need should carry. So we'll see from there. Okay, my cat's making an appearance. And so if that's my fired story. If you've been through anything similar, like the video so this can reach other people going through something that's similar. Subscribe so we can actually, you can be on this journey together. We're going to be on this journey of unemployment. See what happens next. You're going to fail with me. You're going to achieve something with me, but you're going to be along for the ride. Thank you very much if you made it to the end. I hope this was helpful, because at least you know you're not going through something by yourself. And until next time, I will see you then. Bye.